You think you'll lose her when she walks away, but that's not when it happens. It happens long before the door closes, before the silence sets in, before she turns her back. You lose her the moment you stop letting her be who she is and start trying to make her who you need her to be. It's subtle at first. You tell yourself you're protecting her. You tell yourself you're keeping the love safe. But deep down, you know what you're really doing. You're afraid. Fear has a strange way of disguising itself as love. It wants to hold, to fix, to cling. It whispers, "If I can just understand her, I can keep her." But you'll lose her the moment you do this, because no woman can stay where she isn't free, and no love can breathe in a cage built by fear. Carl Jung said that when we try to possess what we love, we destroy the very thing that awakens us. Love is meant to reveal you, not protect you. And when you try to control the mirror that shows you who you are, it shatters. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll see why losing her was never punishment. It was initiation. If this message is already stirring something inside you, this is your place. I don't offer advice here. I offer understanding. And if you've ever felt the ache of loving someone too deeply, only to watch it fall apart, you're not alone. So take a breath. And if you're ready to go deeper, consider subscribing to the channel, because everything that breaks you is only trying to bring you home. It always starts the same way. A man meets a woman who brings light into the places he thought were dead. She sees something in him he's forgotten, and for a while, it feels like peace. Her presence is a mirror, reflecting back everything he didn't know was still alive. But somewhere between her laughter and his silence, fear begins to whisper. He doesn't even notice it at first. He just starts reaching for her a little more, checking her phone a little longer, asking questions that sound like care but come from panic. The same light that once freed him now feels like something he might lose, and that terrifies him. So he starts managing her, not in the loud way, not with demands or control. It's quieter than that. It's in the text that says, "I just want to make sure you're okay." It's in the pause before she speaks, wondering if he'll approve. It's in the way he tries to explain himself before she's even asked. Every act of over-explaining, every attempt to prove his worth, is a confession of fear. And that fear tells her something long before words ever could. It says, "I've lost myself in you." She can feel it. Even if she can't name it, she feels the weight of his need pressing on her freedom. And the more he tries to keep her, the less she feels she can breathe. He thinks love is slipping away, so he doubles down. He loves harder, texts faster, apologizes sooner. But she doesn't need a man who collapses into her shadow. She needs a man who can stand in his own light. And here's the paradox Jung warned about. The moment you stop being yourself to keep someone, you become the reason they leave. Carl Jung said that within every man lives an inner feminine, the anima. She is not a woman of flesh and bone. She is the soul's reflection, the half he's been trying to remember since the moment he was born. When a man meets a woman whose energy mirrors that inner image, something ancient ignites. He doesn't just fall in love, he awakens. But here's where it turns dangerous. He doesn't realize he's not seeing her. He's seeing himself. He mistakes his reflection for the source. Her eyes become his church. Her love becomes his salvation. And without meaning to, he begins to worship the projection instead of facing what it represents. She feels it before he does. This slow collapse of polarity. The woman he once saw clearly now carries the weight of his unconscious longing. She can sense the invisible pedestal beneath her feet, and she knows she can't stay there. No woman can hold the projection of a man who refuses to hold his own soul. This is the moment the balance shifts. The very force that drew them together begins to pull them apart. He thinks she's pulling away, but it's his own disowned energy retracting. The psyche is reclaiming what it once projected. And here's the cruel irony. The more he tries to understand her, the less he actually sees her. Because understanding is the ego's final attempt to control mystery. And love, as Jung would say, is not meant to be understood. It's meant to transform. This is why he'll lose her the moment he tries to analyze the feeling that first made him fall. He tries to name the magic, and in doing so, he kills it. He confuses knowing for connection, safety for intimacy, attachment for love. But love isn't logical. It's alchemical. And every alchemy demands a sacrifice. He doesn't know it yet, but the woman he's trying to hold isn't here to stay. She's here to awaken him to the part of himself he abandoned long ago. And when she leaves, she'll take that projection with her. That's how the psyche reclaims what was lost. There comes a night when it finally happens. The silence, the distance, the realization that she's gone. Maybe not physically yet, but you can feel it. Her voice sounds different. Her eyes don't land the same. Her warmth no longer reaches you. At first, you fight it. You send the long messages, trying to explain what went wrong. You replay every moment in your head, searching for the one thing you could have said differently. But it's not logic that broke this. It's nature. And nature doesn't negotiate. This is the collapse Jung called the death of projection. It feels like heartbreak, but what's really dying is the illusion. The version of her that carried your lost soul can't exist anymore, because your soul wants to return home. That's why she had to leave. But the mind doesn't understand that yet. It only knows withdrawal, like an addict chasing the high of his own reflection. He says he wants her back, but what he really wants is the feeling of wholeness she once mirrored. And here's the cruel part. That feeling was never hers to give. It was his own completeness, seen through the eyes of another. So he breaks. He grieves her like a death because, in a way, it is one. It's the death of the man he thought he was when she loved him. It's the end of the illusion that love can replace self-knowledge. And in the ashes of that loss, something sacred happens. The silence that once felt unbearable begins to sound different. Still painful, but pure. Because underneath all the stories and explanations, a quiet truth begins to emerge. She didn't leave him to destroy him. She left to return what he projected. And in doing so, she forced him to meet the only person he's been avoiding. Himself. At first, it feels like nothing is left. The conversations fade. The memories lose their warmth. The world turns grey. But slowly, almost imperceptibly, something starts to shift. The silence that once felt like punishment begins to feel like space. And in that space, something ancient begins to stir. Jung called this the beginning of individuation, the process of becoming whole again. Not by finding another person to complete you, but by reclaiming the parts of yourself you once gave away. The very traits you adored in her, her softness, her intuition, her mystery. They weren't hers alone. They were yours, waiting for acknowledgement. You start to see it. Every time you thought you were loving her, you were trying to love yourself through her. Every time you feared losing her, you were avoiding meeting the emptiness inside you. And now, in her absence, that emptiness has become your teacher. This is the paradox of real awakening. You don't find peace by getting her back. You find peace by becoming the man she was sent to awaken. You stop chasing the mirror and start embodying what it once showed you. You learn to sit with the ache without trying to fix it. You learn that love isn't about possession, it's about participation. You stop looking for her in the world and start recognizing her within you. And when that happens, when you stand in your own light again, something changes. The world feels alive. Music sounds deeper. The pain remains, but it no longer defines you, because what was broken wasn't love. It was the illusion that you were ever incomplete. There's a strange moment, quiet, almost holy, when you realize she was never really gone. Not the woman you touched, but the one you met in the mirror of her soul. She existed to show you what was sleeping inside you, and when her role was complete, the universe took her away. Not to punish you, but to wake you. You remember how it felt in the beginning. That spark, that electricity, that impossible sense of recognition. You thought it was her, but it was your own light, reflecting back at you through her gaze. She didn't give it to you. She revealed it. And this is the secret Jung was trying to tell us. Love is never really about the other. It's the soul's way of remembering itself. That's why no relationship ever truly ends. The physical bond may dissolve, but the meaning remains, carried forward in who you become after. You'll meet others, maybe softer, maybe wilder, maybe wiser. But you'll never forget the one who cracked you open, because she was the doorway. She wasn't the destination. And one day, when the ache has finally quieted and the longing turns to peace, you'll understand that what she awakened in you wasn't love for her. It was love itself. It was the realization that the thing you were chasing was never outside of you. It was waiting behind your own reflection, all along. So don't curse her name. Don't call it tragedy. You were meant to lose her, so you could find what no one else could give you. The lesson she carried wasn't meant to stay. It was meant to transform. So breathe. You're home.